Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So, today we are going to talk about Fox and $787 million and a settlement. And what that settlement means for the future, whether or not it was a good or a bad idea, why it might have been agreed to, all of that stuff. Because there's a lot of information coming out about it, and it's very emotionally charged right now because most people did not get what they wanted, which was, a full-blown trial. Now, if you don't know what happened right before trial, and I mean right before trial, Fox and Dominion reached a settlement to the tune of $787 million, a little bit more than. So, first thing to know, this isn't over. This isn't over. It's important to remind everybody that there is another suit coming from Smartmatic, another company, right around the corner. And they're actually asking for more money. The other thing is that Fox may have unintentionally opened the floodgates here. They have indicated their willingness to settle, probably because of a desire to not have what's in those messages and all of that evidence become public. They may see other suits surface. I want you to imagine a suit from the Jan 6 defendants. I want you to imagine a suit from the cops, the staffers that were at the Capitol that day. I know that sounds wild, but keep in mind there was another right-wing figure who just hundreds of millions of dollars because of bad information aired that then prompted people to go to other people's homes. It's not that far out of the realm of possibility. Imagine states wanting to recoup the losses of managing protests or paying for recounts, stuff like that. Fox may have set a chain of events in motion here. Another thing that is being brought up is that this isn't a whole lot of money for Fox because they make, $70 gajillion a year or whatever. Almost every single figure that I have seen thrown out, that's their revenue, not their profit. That's the amount of money they have coming in before they pay anybody, pay rent, pay for equipment, any of that. Those numbers are very, very different. It is hard. I wasn't readily able to find good numbers on Fox's profits for recent years. But based on estimates or previous stuff that I could find, Dominion took out a few months to up to a year of the profit. That's not a little thing. It's a big deal. And that is before the damage to Fox's reputation. Because while there are some hardcore viewers of Fox that will never be swayed, there are some who are going to be like, wow, that's kind of a big deal. It also puts them in a position where people who have been trying to get Fox removed from certain areas now have a whole lot more ammo. There has been a widespread movement to get Fox News banned from military installations in common areas. Now, because of this, I would imagine that eventually DOD is going to have questions about any commander that allows it, because there's a morale issue that may come into play now, and that would be a huge blow to Fox. There are a lot of downstream consequences from what has happened. Now, you obviously have people that are going to want to spend this. And what's the defense going to be? Lots of companies settle. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Lots of companies do settle, even when they didn't do anything wrong. That's a fact. That is a fact. In fact, let's say Dominion, as an example. Let's say some subcontractor working for them drops a box of machine parts on their foot, files suit for $5,000. Even if Dominion can show they're not at fault, even if they could show that the person who dropped the box was under the influence, they still might settle because the $5,000 is less than paying the cost for the attorney to go through the entire process, discovery, and all of that stuff. The thing with Fox is they'd already paid for all that. The discovery process, all of the procedural stuff before, that's all paid for. The jury was already seated when this settlement went through. One thing is not like the others. Fox paid $787 million to avoid a trial. Now, it could be because they were pretty certain they were going to lose, and they thought the judge or the jury would award more than $787 million. Or it could be worth $787 million to that company to not have their hosts be on the stand. It could be worth $787 million to not have their viewers be aware of the content of some of the evidence. So that doesn't fly. This isn't like a lot of situations where a company will settle early to avoid all of the cost incurred with lawsuits. This is very, very different. Most legal analysts basically said it was over. Fox was going to lose. It wasn't a matter of whether or not they were going to lose. It was a matter of how much they were going to have to pay. So with that in mind, why did Dominion agree to this? That's another question that has come up. And the answer is simple. The settlement, $787 million, well, Fox has to pay that. If they had gone to trial and been awarded, let's just say $1.5 billion, okay? That sounds like more money. But Dominion actually gets the $787 million pretty quickly. The $1.5 billion, Fox isn't going to want to pay that. Appeal after appeal after appeal. I want to say Dominion's only worth like $80 million, roughly. This is huge for them. Huge. So they took the check because it's actual money that they can get, like right now. I know that most people wanted a trial. I wanted a trial. But as we talked about, I want to say yesterday, Fox has the ability to put a whole bunch of zeros on a check to make it go away. And that's what they did. But this isn't over, and I don't think necessarily that this is just going to make everything go away, and their viewers are going to necessarily accept it. At this point, if you are a Fox viewer, you have to understand they lied to you. They lied to you. That they put information on knowing it wasn't true, or at least having serious doubts about it. And there is a lot of evidence that came out that can help you come to that conclusion on your own. You don't have to listen to me. Don't listen to me. Go look at the messages that came out. Check it for yourself. Come to your own conclusion on it. We report, you decide, right? That would be my advice. If you're a Fox News viewer, you have to question whether or not you can really trust them at all after this. That's a determination that you as an individual have to make, because I want you to think about how serious these allegations were. The stuff that Fox broadcast Think about how serious it was, how many problems it caused. And if they were willing to intentionally air it, or were incapable of stopping falsehoods from being aired about something that serious, can you even trust them with the little stuff? These were massive, massive allegations. So, short version, $787 million. Dominion got a payday. There's not clear reporting at time of filming about an apology. I don't think this is over. I think that there is much more to come when it comes to Fox having to answer for a lot of their reporting. And the just inevitable, lots of companies settle type of thing. One thing is not like the others. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.